There's so many things going on in the world that's just absolutely bonkers. Fear not, everybody. Good times are ahead. 100% good times are ahead. I truly believe that. So, there's a very famous YouTuber, Tyrone Magnus, and he's got amazing. I really like his content. He's got a lot of good stuff, a lot of great reviews. He does movie reviews. He does like all kinds of reviews. Does wrestling reviews and live streams, lifestyle stuff. I mean, this guy's been in the game for quite some time. He's a pretty big YouTuber, and I caught one of his posts recently about Superman, and so I've been following a lot of different YouTubers out there, been following a lot of people and kind of what they're saying about what could potentially happen, you know, box office, weekend release, the openings, how much money, Superman could potentially make, how much money he could potentially lose, and how big of a deal that is. If you guys have been following my recent posts, I've been actually talking about this, and I find this to be really interesting because there's a lot of people, and it's not just me, I'm just talking about it, but there's a lot of people making a really big stink, a really big deal out of how much money potentially Superman could make box office weekend opening. And why that's such a big deal for people, why it's such a big deal for people to comment and to talk about. Because there's a lot riding on this film. This is not just any kind of film. This is Superman. This is the pinnacle of DC Universe's like golden child. It's like Superman has to do well. Now, it may not be at the height or levels that, you know, say Dark Knight or some of the Marvel films have brought in, but it's definitely not a pushover. It's 100% a serious contender when it comes to superheroes. So there's a lot riding on this film. And in Tyrone Magnus's recent videos, he was talking about Grace Randolph. Now, Grace Randolph, she's an American film critic. She's a comic book writer. She's a reporter. And when she speaks, when she talks, people listen. And apparently, she mentioned that about 80% of her followers have not purchased any pre sale tickets for Superman yet. And she goes as far as saying that some of them are probably not even planning on buying them until the day they go see the movie. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they're out there scrambling on Fandango or Cineplex or looking for the best deal possible, looking for tickets, looking for early access or advanced pre-screening tickets. No, they don't care. A lot of these people will see it when they see it. And some of them may not even see it at all. So, Tyrone Magnus talks about this. Now, I'm talking about it, and to me, I take a big interest in this because I've been talking a lot, with my subscribers, and I've been talking with other fellow YouTubers, and people are one individual actually said that they don't expect this film grossing any more than what Wonder Woman did. And I think when Wonder Woman released, that was either 2017, 2018, but when Wonder Woman released, the expectations for that film was that that movie was going to bring in about 300 plus $1 million USD box office weekend opening. 300 million. But what happened, the reality of things is that Wonder Woman actually brought in 1/3 of that projected revenue, about a little over $100 million. Now, another person I was talking to and chatting in my comments was talking about Aquaman. Aquaman, when it released, only brought in 67, 68 million dollars, but a little slow off the gates, right? And I was talking about this in my last film, but no big deal because as Aquaman, and first of all, 67, 68 million, that's not chump change, right? Still a lot of money. But there was a lot of mixed reaction and reviews leading up to the release of this film. So for them to get that kind of money opening weekend, I think that was really good. I mean, that was a win for the team. And then Aquaman actually, at the end of its theatrical run, hit about, actually brought in about 300 to 350 million dollars. So not bad, not bad. About 5 times that it was able to bring in opening night. So Tyrone thinks this time feels a little different, and people are scrambling to buy their ticket. A lot of people I've been talking to were kind of scrambling to buy their tickets in advance, and really, really wondering whether or not they're going to be able to get Superman. And then the funny thing is, those same individuals that I spoke with, same thing that they encountered, also I encountered as well. And so when I first purchased my tickets, I purchased my tickets for July 11th, which is just like, for the general public, because we don't really, here where I am, we don't really have, for this particular film, for whatever reason, there's no real early access or advanced pre-screening. I mean, there is, but it's only one day, whereas in the US, you guys are lucky. You guys get it on the 8th of July, and the earliest we can watch this film is the 10th of July. Now, that's where I'm located. Maybe other parts of Canada and other parts in the world, maybe it's a little different, but it is what it is. But when I purchased my tickets for the July 11th show, there was no tickets. I have the video. You guys can see the video. It's a short, and I'm actually screen sharing, and you can see there was nobody else booked seats. I was the first person to book seats, and it was midday. And then just recently, I decided to get early access tickets, and I'm watching the film now on Thursday, so I can actually do a movie review, and yeah, I'm gonna go watch it on the Thursday, and guess what? Not many people had purchased tickets either. I wasn't the first, but I was probably maybe the second or third group of people who are buying tickets. That's kind of weird. So something does feel a little bit off. The vibe is a little bit different. And look, I mean, the days where, and Tyrone was talking about this, when people would rush out to get tickets to Infinity War or Endgame, people were going mad to try to find tickets. And all the seats were taken. You had to know somebody who knew a friend to get tickets. This time it does feel a little bit different, and I have to agree with Tyrone because he does know his stuff, and he's been in the game for quite some time. So he sees it, he feels it, we're feeling it as well too. So I also checked around a few local theaters just to kind of see how things were looking for Superman. And I also compared to the likes of like Jurassic World, Fantastic Four, and guess what, guys? Guess what? There was a lot of empty seats. A lot of empty seats in these theaters. All right? And I don't know what's going on, and I talked about this. I did kind of allude to this a little bit in my previous videos. Look, right now times are a little bit different. There's economic oppression that's kind of going on. People are starting to feel the pinch. The cost of like basic necessities, foods, things that we need to survive, getting gasoline for your car, and if you drive an electric car, I mean, the price of electricity has also gone up. I mean, no matter how you spin it, no matter how you look at it, everything is going up. And maybe people are a little bit more price conscious and careful about what comes out of that wallet. I don't know. Maybe that's the case, right? But it's strange to see a lot of empty seats. And you know, when they're making reference to like that whole Captain Marvel controversy where people were taking pictures and selfies of themselves sitting in empty theaters, despite the movie's high box office numbers, started to make you question a little bit, starts to make you think a little bit about what actually is going on. Now, maybe some people are just waiting to see the reviews, right? They want to see exactly what happens before actually committing to watch this film in the theater. And now, you know, with streaming services and, you know, being able to watch a movie now in the comforts of your own home without even leaving the comforts of your own home, maybe that's another thing too. Maybe people don't want to go watch the movies in the theaters because they don't want to spend all the other money on unnecessary snacks and all those other kind of things that come along with it. And maybe they just want to watch it at home so they can save some money. I don't know. I like going out to the theaters, and I think I encourage everyone to do it. I love the snacks, especially at our theaters. And I love just being in that atmosphere. And you know, every time we go, we usually run into somebody, and it makes for a good outing. I mean, that's just me. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel, but it does. I mean, living in this day and age with the technology and with accessibility to all kinds of means of being able to watch these movies, maybe for some people, maybe they'll opt out of going out and doing this, you know, going out to the theaters and watching it. Maybe they'll just watch it from the comforts of their own home, and that's totally cool. That said, you know, if the tickets are expensive, you know, um, there are other ways to watch this film, but there's nothing like watching it in the theaters. If you really want to get the true experience, you gotta watch it in the theaters, right? And so if you're kind of one of those people that I'm talking about that are waiting to see the reviews before committing to purchasing tickets, just go watch the film. And yeah, you know, sure, there's a lot of people there. I mean, it's a mixed bag, right? There's a mixed reaction. There's people who are not happy with the fact that Henry Cavill's out. We got a new director, and you know, so, look, at the end of the day, just you got to give it a chance. You know, we've got a star-studded cast in, you know, in this film. There's a lot of big, noteworthy actors, and from what I'm hearing, they're gonna deliver. The acting is gonna be unbelievable, right? So, look, if you feel a little uncertain, that's okay. If you feel a little bit price conscious, that's okay too. If you're on the fence as to whether or not you actually want to go and watch this film in the theaters as opposed to watching it in the comforts of your own home, that's a different story. You have to do what's best for you. You have to do what you feel is good for you. But I'm telling you, if you want to really capture the true experience of watching this film, you gotta watch it in the theaters. And that's again, that's my personal opinion. Now, is this going to be the big blockbuster that everyone's expecting? We're just going to have to wait and see. So, guys, I'm going to keep talking about this until we get close to the opening day, but I'm going to make a big deal out of this. But you, again, I want to hear you guys' comments. The comments are amazing. I'm going through all the comments. You know, there's a lot of people who know their movies, and I'm really impressed. I think I might actually have to do another video and bring some of these guys on as guests, because the amount of knowledge that's out there, especially when it comes to the movie database, is absolutely surreal. But I really want to know what you guys think. Are you guys gonna are you gonna wait to see the reviews before actually coming in to watch this movie, or are you just gonna take a chance and go for that leap, guys, and go all in and watch this movie like a lot of people are, like myself, and then we can chat about it another day. So thanks again. Share your comments below, and I look forward to catching you guys on the next.